Merhaba,
Merhaba Mehmet. Nasılsın, iyi misin?
iyiydi. Siz?
Biz de çok şükür iyiyiz ya.
Hurricane'den.
Hurricane başladan burada yoktum da Dallas'a gitmiştim. Geldim baya şey olmuş ya, dün geldik.
Ha, elektrikler var mıydı sizde?
Dün geldik de geldiğimizde bizim tarafta var elektrik.
Ha, bende elektrik 2 gündür yoktu.
Şimdi var mı?
Var.
Güzel. İyi elhamdülillah.
Evet.
Burası Houston böyleymiş ya
Evet.
şimdi. Herhalde bu sene 2-3 defa oldu. Yine bekliyorlar bakalım.
Evet. Ve internet ve gaz yoktu. Aa, gaz. Araba şey.
Evet. Hmm,
Öyle.
evet. Ya ben de işte geçen hafta gittik cumartesi dün döndük. Geldiğimiz zaman bayağı her tarafta ağaçtan şeyler yine toparlamışlar da.
Ha,
Bazı garajın çatısı uçmuş filan.
evet.
Baya şey olmuş ya, güçlü olmuş herhalde. Bu geçen de
Evet.
olduğu zaman bu kadar etkilenmemiş de bu sefer daha kötü olmuş sanki.
Evet. 3 AM'de başladı. Ee, akşam.
Başladı mı? Yine mi geliyor?
Hayır. Yani Hurricane 3 AM'de başladı da yani akşam oldu.
Hmm, evet.
Ve uyuyamadık.
Allah
Öyle.
korusun ya. Geçmiş olsun.
Hı hı.
Şimdi iyisin değil mi Mehmet?
Evet, iyiyiz.
Sen okul ne zaman başlıyordu? Ağustos'un kaçında?
Ağustos 14 mü galiba 15. Ağustos
Hmm,
15 ya da 16 bilmiyorum.
iyi. Daha bir ayımız varmış o zaman.
Evet.
İyi, güzel.
Hı hı.
Mehmet, defterin var mı yanında? Defterin hazır mı?
Var. Hazır.
Şimdi Mehmet seninle ne yaptık? Mesela geçen şeylerde linear
An-
equations, how to simplify algebraic expressions, değil mi? The
Hı.
coefficients, ondan sonra like terms, unlike terms, and solving linear equations and word problems. Ya matematik temelleri bunlar, tamam mı? Bunun hakkında konuştuk. Şimdi seninle biraz böyle introduction to functions. Yani çok böyle detaylı değil de biraz bilgin olsun. Çünkü Algebra 1'de you are introduced to functions. In Algebra 2 you learn a bit in more detail. In Algebra 3, with those Algebra 3, actually pre-calculus and calculus, everything is about functions. Okay? Şimdi seninle bir gün biraz başlayalım. Yavaş yavaş word problems, linear equations, linear inequalities arası onunla çözeceğiz. Ama şu an biraz böyle functions hakkında konuşacağız, tamam mı? Şimdi bazı definition'ı yazman lazım. Onu da öğrenirsen daha iyi anlarız.
Tamam.
Şimdi buradan biraz devam edelim de ondan sonra da bunları şey yapacağız. Tamam. Okay. Relations and functions. Tamam mı? Şu iki şeyi iyi bilmen lazım. What is relation? Dediğin zaman hemen cevap verebiliyorsan. What is function? Dediğin zaman en azından şu an tanımını öğrenebilirsek
Hı
ondan
hı.
sonra işte what is a domain, what is a range, okay? Şu dört üzerinde duracağız bugün. Tamam.
Evet.
Şimdi biz relations'la başlayalım da bir coordinate plane and x-axis and y-axis bunları biliyorsun. Mesela coordinate plane. What is coordinate plane?
Yani
Mesela bir tane şurada şu kısma bakarsan burada hiçbir şey görmüyorsun değil mi? Bomboş.
evet.
Tamam. Hiçbir şey görmüyorsun. Şimdi ben çizdim de bu dörtgen için şey hakkında konuşuyorum. Şimdi I'm going to draw two things. One is let me draw a horizontal line, okay, and another one is vertical line. All right, and they intersect each other somewhere here, right? So this horizontal line we can call actually anything, but in general, let me just call this by x. So let me just label this by x-axis. So this one is y-axis, horizontal line, x-axis, and vertical line is y-axis. And how about the intersection point? Let me call this O. O means origin. Yani her şey buradan başlıyor, tamam mı? O yüzden origin deniyor.
Evet.
İşte bu çizdiğimiz şey ne diyoruz? Biz buna coordinate plane diyoruz. Bu co demek ne demek? Zaten together demek. Yani iki tane line ya bir araya geldi. So actually, we call this a plane. Okay, we draw one horizontal line. We call this x-axis, and vertical line. We call this y-axis. Okay, that's called a coordinate plane. Şimdi coordinate plane, for example, every point has a unique address. Like, for example, this point, when I just say that this point P, its coordinates are, let's say, this 2 and 3. What do I mean by this? It is 2 units away from the y-axis, 3 units away from the x-axis, right?
Evet.
Bunu biliyorsun. Yani what is x-axis? X-axis is the horizontal line.
Evet.
Bundan sonra
Evet.
yazacağız da şu an ben bu relation function odaklanmak istiyorum. What is the y-axis? It is
Top.
the vertical line.
Yeah.
And horizontal line is an x-axis and vertical line is y-axis. And how about quadrants? Quadrants, as you see here, when you draw 2 lines, it divides the plane into 4 parts, right? So each part is called a quadrant. Starting from here, this one is a first quadrant, this one is a second quadrant, and this one is a third quadrant, and this one is a fourth quadrant. Yani 4'te 1'i bölmüşüz ya, her birine first, second, third, fourth diyoruz. En azından şey bilelim diye. If I say that, Mehmet, can you show me one point in the first quadrant? You need to show P. Can you show me another point in quadrant 2? You need to show me this point Q, for example. Quadrant 3, point is here. And this point is in quadrant 4. Tamam.
Tamam.
Origin'ı bulduk. What is origin? Intersection of this x and y axis, right?
Yeah.
So ordered pair dediğin zaman ne anlıyoruz Mehmet? Ordered pair dediğin zaman should we have two numbers and they are written in a certain order.
Evet.
Yani niye ordered pair diyoruz Mehmet burada?
Yani çünkü yani X, Y yanında için.
Because order is important, that's why. Like
Ha.
if I ask you, for example, 1 and 5, right? Or the second point is 5 and 1. The same numbers, but order is different, right?
Hı hı.
So these 2 points, actually, they are different things. The order is important. That's why we say the ordered numbers or ordered pair. 1, 5 and 5, 1, they are 2 different things. Why? Because their orders are not the same. Tamam. Şimdi x coordinate, y coordinate, discrete graph, tamam. Bunları şimdi geçelim, şimdilik, sonradan bunları göreceğiz. Tamam. Şimdi şuradan başlayalım. Coordinate plane. Ordered pair. Bir saniye, ben şurada ismini söyleyeyim.
Ben bir geliyorum bir saniye.
Aha. Tamam.
Geldi.
Evet. So, all right. Now, coordinate plane. It is a plane which is divided into 4 quadrants, right? Using the horizontal line or y axis. Simply can say that what is the coordinate plane? It's a plane which consists of the horizontal line and vertical line, right? So label the origin, quadrants, and the x-axis and y-axis. Okay, let's start with this basic notations. Label the origin. What is the origin? The intersection of these 2 lines, right? It is O. Coordinates are 0, 0. And quadrants, and this one is the first quadrant, and this one is the second quadrant, and this one is the third, and this one is fourth. And how about x-axis? This horizontal line, right? It is x-axis. And y-axis, this vertical line is y-axis.
Yeah.
So ordered pair is any actually 2 numbers, so which is written in a certain order, like A, B. Okay, the first number represents x coordinate, and the second one represents y coordinate, right? Okay,
Yeah.
identify the ordered pair and quadrant of each point. Okay, A. What are the coordinates of A? 1, 2, 3. So that is -3, right?
Yeah.
And to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4 up. So it is -3 and 4.
Yeah.
In which quadrant?
2.
Quadrant 2. Okay. So what are the coordinates of B? Hmm?
-3, -3. I mean, -3 and +3.
No. First on the x-axis, right? 1, 2. It is positive 2, right?
Oh, yeah.
From the origin to the right, it's positive. To the left is negative. Now down is negative. 1, 2, 3. It is -3, right?
Yeah.
Which quadrant?
4.
It is 4. And how about C?
Two.
What is the x coordinate?
0, 2.
0, 2. And in
Yeah.
which quadrant?
Uh, 1.
No, it's on the line, right? So it is on the y-axis.
Oh,
Actually, on the line, it doesn't belong to any quadrant. Quadrant means inside this region. So actually, C is on the y-axis, right?
okay.
And how about D? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right?
9 and 1.
7 and 1,
Oh, yeah, 7 and 1.
right? In which quadrant?
X. I mean, no, 1.
First quadrant, right? Okay, first quadrant. And E, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4,
4
5,
and
right?
-6.
So to the left is -5. How
And
many is down?
-6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is -6. In which quadrant?
3.
It is 3. And F, what is the x coordinate of F?
-6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -6. Y coordinate?
0.
0, 0. And it is on the x-axis, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And discrete graph and continuous graph. Bunlar hakkında konuşacağız. Yani discrete demek yani şeyleri tam demek. Discrete graph is where the domain and range are okay, just numbered whole numbers. Like for example, let's say uh, on the first week, second week, and third week, and fourth week, right? The
Yeah.
first week, second week, and third week, fourth week. In the first week, let's say you actually read 100 pages of the book. The second week, maybe 200. Third week, maybe 50 pages. And fourth week, maybe 200, right? So these points are not connected to each other, right? So that's why it's called discrete graph, because the domain is, is a whole numbers. And how about the continuous graph? Continuous graph where the points are connected continuously. This one is the example for continuous graph.
Yeah.
Yani burada bu noktalar değil yani line de veriyorsun continuous graph. All right. Again, we'll talk about these things a bit later in detail. Why is it so big? Okay. All right. Mehmet şimdi dediğim gibi iki tane konu üzerinde yollaşacağız da biri relation, ikincisi function. Tamam mı? Bunları iyi anlarsak diğer her şeyi iyi anlarsın, kolay anlarsın. Relation derken ne demek yani? Hayatta nasıl kullanıyoruz? Bir insanın başka bir insan ilişkisi varsa then we have certain relations dersin değil mi? You have relation against your friends, right? Or your teacher, or your mother, or father, or siblings, right? And everything. But how in math? What do we mean when we just say relation? Okay. Şurada yazabilirsin. A relation is a relation is a set of ordered pairs. Yani her şey ezberlemen gerek yoktu ama bazı temel şeyleri böyle anlayarak naturally if you memorize it will help us a lot to learn things in depth. Okay?
Evet.
Tamam. Neymiş? Oku tekrar. What is a relation?
A relation is a set of ordered pairs.
Okay. What do you understand when I just say set? What is set?
Yani problems.
Set means that, Mehmet, set means that a collection, right?
Evet.
In math, it is a collection of well-defined objects. Bunu diyor istersen çünkü set dediğiniz zaman ne anlarsınız? Mesela a set of natural numbers, right? A set of integers, a set of rational numbers, a set of functions, a set of geometric figures, right?
Yes.
So when you just say set, what is it? What we mean that it's a collection of well-defined objects.
Yes.
Mesela the students at Horizon Academy. Is it a set?
Yeah.
Yes, right? Or the cities in the United States. Is it a set?
Yeah.
Yeah, because every city is defined well, right? And how about the tall boys in your classroom? Is it a set?
Yeah. It's a set.
No, because tall boys for you, 2 meter guy is tall. For me, he's not tall, right? It's not well defined. That's why I'm just saying to understand that when I say set, its elements must be well defined. You should be able to say exactly this element belongs to this set or not.
Yeah.
Tamam. Mesela yakışıklı çocuklar dediğin zaman sen kimi anlıyorsun? Sen farklı birisini anlarsın ve farklı birisini anlarım değil mi? It's not well defined. Ama şunu desem ki Horizon Leadership öğrenciler desem herkes aynı öğrenciler anlar değil mi? Whoever studying there, they are the students of Horizon, what is it, Academy, right? Leadership Academy. You
Yeah.
understand? Anyway, so what is a set? It's a collection of well-defined objects. When we just say that a relation is a set of ordered pairs, we know what is an ordered pair, right? Two numbers which are written in a certain order. Okay. Like for example, sana bir iki tane örnek vereyim de sonra kafanda canlanır. Şimdi çok şey bağlayabiliriz ya birbirine. Mesela diyelim sen yolda gidiyorsun Mehmet, araba sürüyorsun.
Uh-huh.
Tamam mı? İşte araba sürüyorsun. Bana iki tane şey söyleyebilir misin birbirine bağlı olan şeyler?
People are driving.
Hı?
Yani nasıl anlamadım.
So if, for example, from point, let's say from Houston, you are driving a car, okay, through, for example, let's say to Dallas, right? And what is the distance between Houston and Dallas? Let's say it is 250 miles. All right. So now if you are driving a car, right, two things are changing here. Of course, a lot of things are changing. For example, time, right, and distance,
Uh-huh.
right? For example, in the first hour, let's say you traveled 50 miles. In 2 hours, you traveled 100 hours. I mean, miles. In 3 hours, let's say you traveled 150 miles. In 4 hours, let's say you traveled 200 miles, right?
Yeah.
And now if I just write them in ordered pair, the first number represents time, the second one is distance. I can rewrite it like this, right? So actually in 1 hour, I travel 50 miles. In 2 hours, it is 100 miles. In 3 hours, 150 miles, right? And 4 hours, 250 miles. This curly bracket means I'm just listing the elements. It's a set. A set of what? Ordered pairs, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's why it's called a relation. Okay, what is a relation? A set of ordered pairs. Başka bir örnek vereyim sana. Mesela tatilde dedin ki ben bir kahvehanede çalışmak istiyorum, tamam mı? Kahveciye gittin, dedi ki Mehmet tamam sen öğrencisin. Çalıştığın her bir saate for each hour you work for us, okay? You're earning okay? I'm going to pay you $12, right?
Yeah.
So if you work for 1 hour, you earn $12. And for 2 hours, you earn $24, right? And 3 hours, you earn $36 and dot, right?
Yeah.
So actually, I can show this in different way. For example, the first one, right, 1 hour, it is $12. If you work for 2 hours, $24, and three, it is $36, right? I'm just listing this. What is it? Also, it's a relation. Okay. Tamam, şimdi geçelim de. So, Mehmet, every time I'm going to ask this question, Mehmet, what is a relation? What is a function? Until you answer this question correctly. What is a relation? It is a set of ordered pairs. So now in different ways we can show ordered pairs, like ordered pairs in sets. Okay, here -3, 1, -2, 0, 1, 2, 3 minus 4 minus 3, 5. It is a relation. Why? Because it's a set of ordered pairs. Now, what is a domain, Mehmet? What is a domain? Okay, and what is a range? Domain is all the x values of the relation, the first values.
Yeah.
Anladın mı? Yani bir makine ise makinede bir şey üretiyorsun. Mesela diyelim kahve makinesi var, tamam mı? Sen kahve yapacaksan ya da diyelim apple shake. What do you do to make apple shake?
Blender. You put
Yani
apple.
blender'a elma atacaksın, biraz bal atacaksın, biraz süt atacaksın, sonra karıştıracaksın, değil mi? İşte o karıştırma işi fonksiyonun işi. Bu atıyorsun ya elma, süt, mesela bal. Bunlar da bizim domain, bizim ingredientler, değil mi?
Hı hı.
Şimdi ne alıyorsun karıştırdıktan sonra? Bir apple shake alıyorsun, değil mi?
Evet.
Apple milkshake. O da bizim range, output value. Okay. So in this relation, Mehmet, what is a domain? So since I'm going to list, start with curly bracket, the x values. So the -3 and -2 and 1 and 3 and -3, right? So that is -3 and -2 and 1 and 3. I have already written -3, so you do not have to write one element twice in a set.
Oh.
And how about the range? It is y values. Y values are, it is 1 and 0, 2, and -4 and 5. Okay. And how about in a table? How can I write in a table? So here we have -3, and here we have -2, and 1, and 3, and -3, right? Y values, it is 1, 0, 2, -4, and 5.
Yeah.
Yani Mehmet şu ne yapıyor şurada? Aynı şeyi farklı yollarla ifademene gösteriyor. Yani in general, how do you show relation? Using a set, or table, or mapping, and graph. And we have one more thing, it's equation. We're going to see this a bit later. Okay. How about mapping? So I'm going to list these elements. Here we have, what is it? -3, right? And here we have -2, and here we have 1, and here we have 3. And how about the range? It is 1 and 0 and 2, -4 and 5. So now we are mapping this. Actually, -3, right? -3 is mapped to 1. Right? And how about -2 is 0. Right? And how about 1? 1 is to 2. Right? And 3 minus 4.
5 goes to
And
negative.
how about 5? It is -3.
Yeah.
Okay. And how they show this with graph, right? And how do you graph this relation? Again, like ordered pair. The first one, -3, 1. What is -3, 1? 1, 2, 3, 1 is here, right? Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
The second point, -2, 0, -2, 0, it is here. And
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2, it is here, right? And
Yeah.
3 minus 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, it is here. 3 minus 4. And -3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this one is -3, 5.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sets, table, mapping, and the graph.
Yeah.
Şimdi look at example 2, Mehmet. Can you tell me what are the domain values of this relation?
-2,
-2,
-1,
-1,
0,
0,
2,
2,
5.
5. Range?
-3, 4, -2, -4, -1.
Okay, that's it. Domain means input values, x values. Range means output values, range. So How about x values? It is -2, -1, 0, and 2, and 5, right? And how about corresponding y values? It is -3,
4, -2,
4, -2,
4, -1.
-4, -1.
Yeah.
And how about if I illustrate this by mapping, right? So this one is x values, this one would be y values. So here we have -2, -1, 0, 2, 5. How about y values? Here we have -3 and
4,
4, -2, -4, and -1, right? So mapping, that means that 2 is mapped onto -3, -1 is mapped onto 4, 0 is onto -2, 2 is onto -4, 5 is onto negative.
yeah.
And how about graphing? How do I graph this relation? -2, -1. Where is it? To the left from the origin. 1, 2, down, 1, 2, 3. So it is here, right? And -1, 4 to the left from origin, 1 unit, right? And go up 4 units. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is here.
Yeah.
And 0, -2, 0, -2. It is here, right?
Yeah.
And 2, -4 from the origin to the right, 2 units, 1, 2. And -4 down, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is here, right?
Yeah.
And 5 minus 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down.
Yeah.
Okay. X-axis negative means to the left, positive means to the right. Okay. All right. So let's also do this question. So what is it? It says that the set of x values is called, well, we didn't fill this. The set of x values is called what?
Uh, X, no,
Domain, right? The set of x values is called the domain. How about the set of y values called?
range.
Range. And this is how we are defining these things, okay? And now, Mehmet, can you give me one example for relation for example 3? Okay, no, not example. It's already given, right? Here the graph is given, so we need to find this relation. Okay, so just right here. Okay, let's start from left to right. What are the coordinates of the first point, Mehmet?
Uh,
So it is this, right?
-5, and then
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, -4, right?
-5, -4, yeah.
Okay, how about the second point?
2 negative, and then
-2, 1, 2, 3. -2, 3, right?
-2,
Okay, next point. This one.
-3, 2, 0.
It is 0, -3, right?
Yeah, 0,
Because x is 0, y value is -3. And next one, it is 2, right? X value is 2, x coordinate is 2, and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So -5. Is that right?
yeah.
And the last one,
4 and 2.
4 and 2. Okay. Now tell me about what are the domain values of this one relation?
-5,
-5,
-2,
-2,
0,
0,
2,
2, and 4, right?
4.
X values. How about the range?
-4, 3,
-4,
3, -2,
3, -3,
5, -5,
-5, and
2.
2, right? Okay. So now let's just list them or tabulate this data. So here
Yeah.
we have -5, and this one -2, 0, 2, 4. Y values corresponding Y values, it is -4 and 3, -3, and -5 and 2, right? Illustration, this is our set X, this one is set Y. Let me use blue here. So here we have -5, -2, 0, 2, 4, right? And y values, it is -4, 3, -3, -5, and 2. And now we need to show this. The corresponding relation means that how they are related to each other, right? So this -5 is related to -4. -2 is mapped onto 3. And 0 onto -3, 2 onto -5, and 4 onto 2. Ya genel olarak Mehmet bundan sonra yani when we talk about functions hep bunları göreceksin. Either showing in the first way set form or tabulation using tables or mapping or graph. Ya sen desen ki ya Kasım abi hangisi en çok kullanılan şeyler? En çok hangileri kullanıyoruz? Bundan sonra daha çok böyle graph and equation. And also table, understanding the table. These three things are most commonly used. Commonly means that they are used more than others, okay? Okay. All right. So domain and range of continuous graphs. All right. Şimdi domain'i gördük ya. What is domain, Mehmet? Can you tell me one more time? What is a domain? Hmm?
Oh. X value?
Yes. The set of x values, right? The set of x values is called the domain.
Yeah.
Bir tane değil ya çok yani. Birkaç tane olabilir. It may be infinitely many. How about the range? Range is the set of y values.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's talk about how to find domain and range of continuous graphs. Okay, this one is discrete graph because you can count, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, discrete. And how about continuous graph? For domain, scan your pencil. Okay. So scan a pencil blank to blank and identify the x values in which you are touching the graph. Okay. So what does it mean? It means that, Mehmet, what do you think? What should I write here? Read one more time. For domain, look at the first example. How do you find the domain of the function? Scan your pencil blank to blank and identify the x values in which you are touching the graph. What should I write here in the blanks?
Set to graph.
What does it say again?
Set to graph.
Left to right?
Oh, left to right.
Did you say, what did you say? It's from left to right, right? It's from left to right.
I said set to graph.
Oh, actually, to find the domain, look at the graph. Okay, that's a continuous graph. From left to right, where do you touch this? Here, right? Actually, it goes to infinity from left to right. Okay, and identify the x values in which you are touching the graph. Touching graph means that if I just label this one as if you go up, you can touch the graph, right?
Yeah.
Or if you choose another point here, if you go up, you can touch the graph, right? Or if you just from here, if you go down, you can touch the graph. That means that it's a domain point. Okay. And for range, scan your pencil from
Left to right. I mean, right to left.
no. Range means that x values, right, Mehmet?
Yeah.
Sorry, range means y values. X means sorry, domain means the set of x values, the horizontal line, right? It's moving from left to right. And how about the y, the vertical line?
Right to left.
From scan your pencil. Bottom, right?
Oh, top.
And the top. And identify the y values in which you are touching the graph. You understand? Like, for example, here, look at the first example, Mehmet. Can you tell me what is the domain of this function?
0 and -2.
No, if you see this arrowhead is going to the left, right? It
Yeah.
never stops. And also to the right is going right up. It never stops. So domain is from minus infinity to infinity,
Oh,
which is just all real numbers is a domain, right?
yeah.
And how about the range? What is the bottom line of this function? And this
Zero.
one is a bottom, right? You see?
Yeah.
So what is the bottom line? It
Zero
is
and
-2. So it
oh,
is from -2. And how about the top? Can we touch the top?
uh,
No, because you see the arrowhead, it goes up, it never stops, right?
yeah.
So that's why it is from -2 to infinite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anladın mı? Çünkü yukarıya gidiyor gidiyor hiçbir zaman durmuyor değil mi?
Mm-hmm.
Because of this arrowheads, that's why. Okay. So now Mehmet, tell me once again, what is the domain?
Domain is a set value of x,
Set of x values, right? How about the range?
a set of y values. Oh,
Y values. What is the relation?
the relation is a ordered pair,
A set of ordered pairs, right?
set of ordered pair.
A set of ordered pairs. Very good. Now look at example 2. You're given a circle. So what do you think about the domain? What actually values, right, can be for x or given to x?
To the bottom.
No, domain is x values from left to right, right? So you can touch the graph.
Yeah.
So actually, as you see here, this point is not the domain because we don't have any graph here, right? If you go up or down.
Yeah. It's negative.
The,
I mean, 3.
yeah, the first one is here. This 1, 2, 3, -3. So the domain is inclusive from -3 to 3, right? Everything is here. If you actually walk around on this line segment, you can touch the graph when you go up or down.
Yeah.
And how about the range?
-3 and bottom 2. I mean,
Very good. It's from bottom to top, right? It is from -3 to +3 inclusive. Good.
yeah.
And how about question 3? What is the domain of this function? I mean, relation.
Um, -4.
No. You see this arrow, Mehmet? It means that it never stops. It's going to the left.
Infinite.
And also this one is actually pointing to the right. That means it never stops, right? The
And then,
domain is all real numbers.
oh,
Or you can also write here as, what is it? It's the same thing, from -infinity to +infinity.
yeah.
And how about the range?
-1.
No.
Plus,
Also, it is all real numbers. Because this line is going down, right, Mehmet? It never stops going down, down, down, down, down. It never stops. So, and also to the left, it's going up, up, up, right? So that means that the range is from -infinity to infinity.
yeah.
Okay. And how about question 4? What is the domain of this function?
Domain is infinite. Like negative.
It
Negative.
is all real numbers, right?
Yeah. All real numbers.
Right.
Then,
And how about the range?
the range is
Can you
all,
touch the bottom of this graph?
yes, real numbers.
No, we cannot touch, right? So it is -infinity. It's going down, you see?
All
And how
real.
about the top of the graph? Can you touch the top of the graph?
No.
Yes, look at this. This is the top, right?
Oh, yeah.
We don't have any part of the graph above this line. So it stops here. It's just going up and now again going down, right?
Yeah.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from -infinity to 5. That's the range.
Mm,
Okay, because whatever you actually put for x, the function does not give us any value greater than 5.
yeah.
Ya biraz anladın mı Ömer şimdi?
Anladım.
What do we mean by domain and range? Okay, how about question 5? What is the domain of this relation?
-1 and 5.
Very good. It is from -1 to 5, inclusive, right? And how about the range?
3 and -3.
-3 to 3, right?
Yeah.
From bottom to top, it is -3 to 3. Very good. And how about 6? What is the domain?
It's infinite.
All real numbers.
Yeah.
Or from -infinity to infinity. How about the range?
The range is it's yeah, real number.
All real numbers. Because you cannot see the bottom, you see, because this arrow means that I keep going down. I never stop, right? And also this arrow pointing up means that I just keep going up, right? I never stop, which means that you cannot touch the bottom, you cannot touch the top, right? So that means all the real numbers. Okay. And of course, we have some other cases. We'll see them later. All right. Question 7. What is the domain of this function? I mean, relation.
Uh, Infinite.
All real numbers. Don't say infinite. If you say infinity, you should say from -infinity to positive infinity or infinity, right? Or all real numbers. How about the range?
2 and infinite.
No. This is a bottom line, right, Mehmet?
Oh yeah, I forgot the bottom line. 2
And
and
this one is the top, right? The whole graph is between these two lines, right?
so it's real number.
So that is from -3, right? Is this -3? 1, 2, 3,
And it,
2, 2, right?
yeah.
So that's the range. So
Oh,
that means that, Mehmet, if you just input anything to your function gives out the numbers between -3 and 2 inclusive. It means this.
hmm,
Anladın mı?
on the
How about question 8? What is the domain of this function relation? Look at the x values.
it's
Now from the left, I can just put a barrier here, right? I can just say that we don't have anything on the left, right? So that means that the domain is starting from here, right?
yeah,
So from
-1.
-1. And
Yeah.
how about to the right?
Infinite.
This arrow never stops. That's why it goes to positive infinity. And
Yeah.
how about the range?
It's infinity.
All real numbers, right? Don't say infinite, all real numbers. Or from -infinity to infinity. Because this arrowhead is going up and going down. It never stops. Okay. Look at question 9. They have only given a line, right? Later you will see that the equation of this line is just x is equal to 2 because x is always 2. Y is changing. What do you
Yeah.
think about the domain? What is the domain of this relation?
Uh, 2 and no, all real numbers.
Only 2.
Yeah.
You see x value only here, right? We don't have any other x value here.
Yeah.
If you take any number here, if you go up or down, you can never touch the graph, right?
Yeah.
If you take another number here, for example, if you go up or down, you can never touch the graph. That's why we have only one value, that is 2. Now, how about the range?
Infinite. I mean, real numbers.
All real numbers, because the bottom, it never stops going up, never stops. And how about 10?
Uh, Real numbers and
All real numbers. Range?
-4.
Always -4. Only one value, right? It means that your machine, whatever you just plug it, right, or put or input, it always gives us -4. That's why
Yeah.
the range is -4. All right. 11.
11.
We know what is this open circle and closed circle, right? Inclusive and not inclusive.
It's negative. Oh wait. -2. Uh,
Very good. inclusive from -2.
Yeah, -2. And then,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
yeah,
It is 5, not inclusive because it's open circle.
yeah,
How about the range?
it's 1.
Hmm? What
No,
is the bottom line, Mehmet? Look, if I draw two parallel lines, bottom line will be this, and the top line will be this, right? Everything is between these two lines, right?
yeah,
Range means this. Okay, can I put your graph between two parallel lines or not? Yes. So the bottom line here is 1, 2. It is -2, but not inclusive because open circle. And how about the top? It is
1.
just 1, right? It's inclusive.
Oh, yeah,
Okay. So remember, simply domain means that can I put all the x values of the function between two perpendicular lines, vertical lines. So not perpendicular, vertical lines. And how about the range between two parallel horizontal lines?
hmm,
So they can see that. Okay. Okay. We don't define like this. At least it helps you to understand. How about the domain of question 12?
um, 5 and -2.
1, 2, 3, 4, right? -4, right?
Oh, yeah, but
From left. From left to right. And how about right?
5,
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is 5 inclusive. And how about the range? What is the bottom line here? The lowest point?
-3,
-3. Inclusive, right? And how about the top?
5.
Highest point? 5. Okay, çok basit şeyler yani. Bu konsepti anlarsan hepsini çok kolay yaparsın diyeyim. 13. What is the domain of this function relation?
2 and then infinite.
No, from left to right, right, Mehmet? We said that from left to right. What do we say here? Domain is, for domain, scan your pencil from left to right to
Uh,
identify the x values in which you're touching the graph. So
so
left to right,
infinite.
so left minus infinity, right? Because of this arrow. And how about the right?
2,
2, but not inclusive. And how about the range?
2.
Think.
Oh,
No,
-2.
no,
Uh, 2 and -2.
no. What is the bottom line here? Can you see that? The lowest point?
Oh, infinite.
Minus infinite, right? And
Yeah,
how about the highest point?
-2. Oh, no, there's, yeah.
0, right? But not inclusive. You see the bottom point is here, right? This one is the top point, right here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 14. What is the domain?
Domain is 1. 1, 2, 3.
What is the domain? Tell me, what is the domain? It's an interval, right?
Left to right. Left to right.
Yes, Mehmet. What is the domain?
Left to right.
Yes. What is the leftmost point here? 1 and 2, -2, right? You see that?
Yeah, -2.
And now this arrowhead shows that it never stops. It's infinity, right? It goes to infinity.
Yeah.
And how about the range? What is the lowest point?
Uh, -4.
1, 2, 3, 4, inclusive, -4, 2.
And then infinite.
infinity, because this arrow, it just keeps going up. It never stops, right? That's why follows infinity. Okay.
Yeah.
Mehmet, what is a relation?
A ordered pair set.
A set of ordered pairs, right?
Yeah.
And what is the domain?
The domain is left to right x value.
The domain is the set of x values.
Yeah.
And how about the range?
The set of y values.
The set of y values, right? And that's it. Because now you have to understand these things well, because our main topic is functions. Okay, because function is a special relation. And that's why you should know this relation well so that we can define function. Okay. So now şimdi function şeyini verelim de ondan sonra yavaş yavaş yaparsın, tamam. Şimdi bundan sonra hep fonksiyon göreceğiz. O da çok şey değil yani. Şimdi relation iyi anladıysan fonksiyonu iyi anlarsın, tamam mı? What is a
Yeah.
function? Since relation is a set of ordered pairs, right? Set of ordered pairs. What is a function? Function is, just wait. Function is a relation. But what kind of relation is it? It's a special relation which maps or which değil de where diyelim burada. Where every member of its domain is paired with exactly. Bu çok önemli şey. Exactly one member of its range. Şimdi farklı türlü şey olabilirsin ama asıl şey bu, yani anlamı fonksiyon. Fonksiyon ne demek? Relation dedik ya, şimdi order pair değil mi? You're listing order pairs. The first order pair, the second one, and the third one. Okay? But what is the difference between function? Function also relation, but every input value is paired with exactly one output value. Yani sen fonksiyon makinen var. Makineye ne kadar şey atarsan sana bir tane son şey vermesi lazım, output vermesi lazım. Tamam. Şimdi biz bunları öğreneceğiz. Yani her türlü relation var. Now we are going to learn a special one. Okay? For example, function. All right? And not function. All right? Yeah, let me give one example for function. Like, for example, let's say order pair, say 1 and 2. All right? And 2 and 3. Okay? And 3 and 4. This is a function. You see the 1, 2, 3, every input value is paired with exactly one output value. Okay? And how about another function? For example, let's say here we have 1 and 0, okay? And 1 and 1, all right? And 2 and 3, for example. It's not a function. Why is it so? Here, when your input value is 1, your output value is 0. And next time, when your input value is 1, it is 1, right? So
Yeah.
here 1 is not paired with exactly one output value of the range. It is paired with two different values. That's why it's not a function.
Yeah.
Anladın mı? Yani fonksiyon ne demek aslında? Sen bir makinen var. Ya ingredient içine atıyorsun. Sana tek bir mal vermesi lazım. Yani bir tek sonuç vermesi lazım. Output. O zaman onu fonksiyon diyoruz. Değilse o zaman relation, but it's not a function. Okay. So determine whether the given relation is a function. Şu iki tane yapalım da dersi bitireceğiz. Tamam. So look at the first example. Is it a function or not?
No.
Yes. Why not?
Oh.
Because if you look at the x values, here we have 5 and 3 and 2 and 0 and -1. They are all different, right?
Oh yeah, they're the
So
same.
every input value is paired with exactly one output value. We don't have x that's repeating. We don't have like 5, 5 or 2, 2. It's a function. How about the second one? Is it a function?
No,
Why?
because the y values are like different. There's 0 and -1.
No, no, no. It's not a function because of this. You see, we have this 2 is paired with -4. At the same time, this 2 is paired with 4, right?
Yeah,
So every input value is not paired with exactly one output value. You see, this 2 is paired with -4. At the same time, it is paired with 4. İşte makine 2 atıyorsun. Mesela diyelim elma ile süt, bal atıyorsun. Sana iki farklı şey veriyor. İçecek veriyor. Bu fonksiyon değil yani. Bu makine bozuk demek ya.
yeah,
Anladın mı? O yüzden no. Why? Because this 2, right, is producing two different values. One input value, if you have to explain, we should write here, because one input value, that is 2, is paired with two different output values, not exactly one.
yeah.
Question 3.
Hayır,
Why?
because -4.
No, because of -3. You see, -3 and -3.
Oh,
One input value is -3 is paired with -1 and 2. Şu demek Mehmet, şurada -3 var ya, -3, right? Is paired
yeah.
with, here we have -1. At the same time, is paired with, it is 2, right? You see, one input value is paired with two different output values. That's why it's not a function. It is no. And how about number 4?
No.
Why? It is yes.
Oh, because 2 and 2 are same. Oh no, never mind.
Where? All input values are different, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Uh,
So that means that every input value is paired with exactly one output value. All input values are different. That's why it's a function.
oh,
Evet. Burada bitirelim Mehmet. Yani böyle vaktin olduğu zaman 5-7 dakika çok fazla değil.
hı hı,
YouTube'dan What is a function diye bir kısa bir video izlesen daha iyi olur. Tamam mı? Bir daha sefere daha iyi anlarız.
tamam.
Şimdi senden neyi bekliyorum? Yarınki derste sorduğun zaman Mehmet, what is a relation? What is a domain? What is a range? Tamam. And what is a function? Şu 4 tane şeyi iyi bilirsen iyi olur ya. Böyle kafana 2-3 defa tekrar ettiğin zaman anlarsın yani ne demek istediğimiz, tamam. Mehmet,
Tamam.
yarın görüşmek üzere. Tamam. Kendine iyi bak.
Görüşürüz.
Sana bu şey dersin notlarını göndereceğim.
Tamamdır. Bay bay.
Görüşürüz. Hı hı.